routines, yay or nay? Today we are going to be diving into something so fun in order to find out if having strict, structured routines is actually something that's in alignment for us. I am going to be walking you through step by step how you can find this information out using something called human design. Oh my God, do I love and live for the use of human design to help me truly live that soulfully aligned life. So what is human design? Human design is a combination of I Ching, Kabbalah, astrology, numerology, the chakra systems, all into one system that takes our date of birth, time of birth, place of birth, and our name, and creates what is called a body graph for us. This body graph is the genetic blueprint that shows you how you should be at that soul level living your life, what your purpose is, what struggles you may find that you have, the conditioning, the shadows that you need to work through in order to shine your light and guide humanity, work with humanity to the fullest potential. So like I said, in human design, you really truly have a roadmap at your disposal to show you how at that soul level you are meant to be living your life, to help you find that alignment. And one of the ways that we can actually find the answer to if morning routines are actually something that's in alignment with us or not, or just routines and strict routines in general, is by looking at our human design chart. So first off, how do we access our human design chart? So you're going to want to first go to www.mybodygraph.com to get your own free copy of your human design chart. There you'll be prompted to put in your information, like I said, place of birth, time of birth, and date of birth. And you will be gifted a beautiful chart that has colors and shapes and numbers and all these beautiful things on it. But what we are really focusing in on today is actually looking at the arrows at the top, specifically the very top arrow on the left-hand side of your chart. This is called a variable. And the variables, whichever way the arrow is pointing, help us to determine whether or not we are someone who is soulfully designed to be working with more structure and strict routines, or someone who is meant to flow through them. Receiving this information changed the way I structure my day. Before I got into spiritual coaching, spiritual mentoring, and spiritual healing, I was a fitness coach. I worked for an MLM, a network marketing company, and was a quote-unquote fitness coach. And something I really struggled with, even though not many people saw that and I didn't let many people know that I was struggling with this, was keeping consistent routines. Keeping a structured routine in the morning that included my journaling, that included my workout, but also had to include taking care of my kids and all that fun stuff that comes with motherhood and life in general, was so hard for me. But I pushed through, and because I felt like I had to do it, because this is what I was talking about. This is what I was coaching other people through, and everyone else was showing up like that, so I did too. But really, it caused me so much frustration, anger, anxiety, and burnout. Turns out this is because I am not made for that. It's not an alignment for me to have strict, structured routines. What's in alignment for me is to actually flow through my mornings, especially more intuitively, to allow for my gut to decide what I'm going to do in that moment, in that morning, and just let things flow naturally instead of trying to control and plan and structure everything. So if you are someone who has had an extremely difficult time adhering to routines, whether that's you just can't, like you fall off the tracks every time you try to, or it's something that actually causes you more stress when you're doing actions that are meant to calm you, to bring more peace, then you may be like me and have the right arrow at the top of your left-hand side of your chart. This is that variable that really indicates that you are someone who is meant to flow through life. You need that freedom to move through life intuitively in order to be in alignment. Now, if you are someone who feels like you have that right arrow, but routine feels great, I want you to look into your conditioning. Is this a conditioned belief maybe? Or is your birth time wrong? That's another way that you might not resonate with this needing of flow versus structure. But definitely look into conditioning, look into the environments that you are presenting yourself in, and see if they are, whether it's from your childhood or the people you're surrounding yourself with now, if these are having an impact on how you think you should be showing up in your life. Now, if you're someone whose top left arrow points to the left, then you are likely someone who thrives with more structure and strict routines. You thrive when you have consistency. Now, if again, you don't necessarily resonate with this, or you feel like your life is chaotic and you kind of like it that way, I again challenge you to look into your conditioning, or make sure your birth time is right. But definitely look into your conditioning. Maybe you grew up in a household where consistency did not exist. So the feelings of feeling right, safe, comfortable in a hectic, chaotic life are actually a result of conditioning of your upbringing. And you may find that when you start to heal this, that you feel way more fulfilled, energized, happy, and whole when you adhere to more consistent, strict routines. So why am I sharing all this information? Why am I so lit up about finding this out? And how can it help you on your spiritual healing journey? Well, one of the things that I preach so hard, and it's actually something I started preaching as a fitness coach, because it is very true that in order to succeed, you need to first be taking small steps, small, daily, actionable steps that actually fit into your lifestyle. Whether this is with a fitness routine, a wellness routine, or a healing journey or a recovery journey, your first steps need to be small, actionable steps that you can take daily. Now, I have been the person that in the past, up to a couple months ago, was someone who was very much trying to fit these daily routines into my life in a way that was very structured and strict because of conditioning and previous experiences and the way I have been surrounding myself with other people. Turns out that's not in alignment for me, and even though I was able to push through because I have this very resilient nature and I was able to push through and get these routines done, they were not making me feel good. They were not actually helping me heal to the potential that they could, to the fullest that they could. So by allowing myself to take that step back from feeling I need to plan, schedule, and have a strict routine around these things, by actually letting myself look truly at my life on that soul level, I have been able to implement these same daily actionable steps and these same daily routines into my life, but without this need for controlling an expectation of when they will happen and how they will happen. Allowing myself to just kind of be guided intuitively to when these daily practices should happen within my day, has been so game changing. And this is why, again, it's so important that when we are starting out on a healing or a health journey, regardless, again, if it's fitness, if it's wellness, or if it's spiritual healing, if it's trauma recovery, addiction recovery, anxiety management, whatever it is that you are going through, that you really take the time to dive into, is this going to fit into the life I am living now, that soul life I have been called to live? Or is it something I am wishing for? Is it conditioned? Am I trying to fit something into my life that is actually true to my soul? Or is it something that I have been told I need to do it this certain way? Or I'm really hoping that someday I can aspire to live like this, so I'm going to start trying to live like this now, before we're ready, before we've done any inner work, before we've done any soul recovery, before we've actually connected and remembered and rediscovered those parts of us that help us move into alignment, into living the way that we are meant to live in the future. So this is one of the many ways that human design can come in so handy when you are on any kind of healing, recovery, health journey. And it is why I have had way more feelings of alignment and rediscoveries in my own life, in my own personal journey, that I am able now to bring into this, to bring to serve others with. And it's why in my Wildly Awakened Heart mentorship, we are really diving in to your human design, what it is that makes you uniquely you. And I use that as the framework on how to go about mentoring. It's a program that is uniquely tailored to who you are in your vibrance, who you are meant to be on that soul level, and helping you find and especially implement daily routines and actions that will help you to navigate through your life on that soul level, help you rediscover your soul's truth and live within that soulfully aligned. So if you are wanting to get more information on that, if this whole idea of having access and diving into the blueprint that makes you you, that roadmap that shows you how you can live to your fullest potential and fully in alignment, is lighting you up, it's pulling you in, it's calling to you, then you got to click the link in the description box and join me, because this mentoring program, it has only a couple spots open, but it is going to be transformational. It's 12 weeks of uniquely 100% tailored to you, intuitively led mentoring, one-on-one, huge amounts of support and insights and gaining of knowledge as we dive deep into who you are and who you are meant to be, or actually scratch that, who you have always been. As always, the light in me honors the light in you. Stay wild and well, you beautiful souls, and until next time, and 100% drop down below in the comments whether you have a left facing or a right facing arrow at the very top left hand side of your chart. I would love to know.